Okay, so welcome to, this is part 2 of call 3 for Affiliate Mastery. Those of you that were on the last call would have seen the content that we're going to cover, but we can't cover it the same way every time because it's not scripted, so you're probably going to get something out of it, I would think. As you know, the second part of the last call unfortunately went a bit skew with when my external hard drive slipped off the table and I attempted to pick it up without you guys noticing and press it all back in, but that didn't work. So this time we're recording internally and there should be no issues whatsoever. So that being said, we're going to go back to the presentation. And as far as Paul and I can work out, we got as far as number 6 and we're going to pick up from number 7. So if that's all good with everybody that's on the call, could you just stick your hands up for me, please? Thanks, Peter. Right, okay. Sorry, Paul, can you see the hands up? I'm on a full screen at the moment.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Oh yeah, Wendy, Peter, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's a 207. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Excellent. Right, gotcha. Okay, so number 7, send email to list 24 hours before it goes live. Also, I know, Wendy, you were asking some questions about the way that we put our emails together, subject lines and that sort of thing. We can cover a bit of that today because we'll have a bit more time because we're kicking off at number 7. But basically, for number 7, send email to list 24 hours before it goes live. This is something that I guess I'd like to say, Paul, is kind of private, confidential between you and me and those few VIPs that are listening to this call now, isn't it? Because it makes such a big difference to your results.
Very, very big.
It's not something that you can. I don't want you to look at that and think, oh, right, so we send an email a day before it goes live, big deal. If you send your first email 24 hours before it goes live, and then you drill down your unopens, maybe 8 hours, 12 hours after, and again 12 hours after that, then as Paul has discovered, because he's done a lot of testing on this, and he'll tell you more about that, because of the way we structure our affiliate promos, going to our blog, our website, our blog, our review page, the more traffic, the higher the numbers that you can get into that page, the better you're going to do as soon as they open the gates and the race starts and the contest is open and the sales are able to come in. So, Paul, do you want to pick up on some of that?
Yes, buddy. Yeah. As Trevor says, it's really a case of the more traffic you can send to your blog before the product actually goes live, the more money you will generally make, as long as you follow what we teach you in this. Yeah. Okay, it's not just a case of building your list into the tens of thousands and you send all this traffic to a page. It's not just that simple. You obviously need all of these different things in place. Obviously, you find a new offer, you go through the course, review video and all of that. And then the bigger list that you have, the more people you can send to your blog, the more money you will make. So as Trevor said, you send an email to your list 24 hours before it goes live. Now, this isn't in stone. Okay, don't think that, right, if I can't send an email exactly 24 hours before it goes live, I can't promote it. Yeah, that isn't in stone. Sometimes I've sent an email 2 days before it goes live. Sometimes I've sent an email 20 hours before it goes live. Yeah, I've never. I have promoted a product before where I've sent an email like 2 hours before it goes live and all of that. But those were the days when I was testing things out and I kind of didn't know where I was. This was months and months and months ago. The first time I tested this out, I sent an email 2 days before the product went live. In fact, I think it was about 3 days. And that was my first really big promotion. And I didn't send a lot of traffic to my blog, but I sent it I sent it about 3 days before the product was due to go live. And over that like 2.5, 3 days, I drilled down about 5 or 6 times. And what I found was when it went live, lots of people bought the product. However, as much as I did make some good money from it, 2.5 to 3 days before it goes live was a little bit of an overkill. Yeah, there has to be a balance. There has to be a time that you send the email out where you get maximum conversions and maximum profits, in combination with you want to be as efficient as possible with your business. Okay, you don't want to obviously have to spend days and days and days having to do a pre-sale, because they're 2 or 3 extra days that you're not going to perhaps make much money from anything else. So what I found, the sweet spot is 24 hours before it goes live. You know, give or take a few hours. So say if the product is going to go live at, say, a popular time is 3 p.m. here in the UK, which is going to be 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah. If it goes live at that time, you want to send an email the previous day at around the same sort of time. Yeah. As I said, give or take a few hours. Don't worry if you can't send it out at exactly 24 hours. If you want to send an email at 28 hours before, that's fine. If you want to send an email 18 hours before, that's fine. But make sure you give them at least 17 to 18 hours notice, because otherwise you will kind of sacrifice a lot of money. You will sacrifice a lot of commissions, and you won't give people enough notice for you to make some good money. So you send an email before, send them directly to your blog, as we've said in the review section. Send them to your blog, get them to watch your video, and then it gives people more than enough time to be able to go through your review video, look at what the product's about, and they can make a decision generally from then if they want to buy or not. And if people are busy, if they can't always watch it there and then, they can come back later that day and watch the rest of the video, or they can watch the full video. And this is why this works so well, because sometimes when you email people, they can't always do what they want to do or what you want them to do at that exact time. So they've got 24 hours to watch that video. Some people will watch it then. Some people will come back, as I said, at a later time. What you then do is, or this is what me and Trevor do a lot of the time, is around 8 to 9 hours after you've sent your first email, you send another email to the people that didn't open the first email. What you're trying to achieve is, by the time the product goes live the following day, you need to have drilled down at least twice. Yeah. So for instance, if you email your list, you might get, say if you get 150 people open your email, yeah, from your first email in the first 8 or 9 hours. These are just rough figures. Okay. I'm not saying that you'll get this or you won't get this. So say if 150 people open the email, 25 people click your link and watch your video. If you then drill down and send to non-opens 8 hours later, you could get another 75 people open, another 20 people go to your video. Then if you email again, if you drill down again the following day, this is what I normally do. I drill down and send to non-opens later that day, normally at around 9 or 10 p.m. on the in the night. And then the following day, first thing in the morning at around 7 a.m., 8 a.m., as soon as I get back into my office, I send another email, which is my non-opens 2, my second drill down. I will then send a third drill down at around 3 to 4 hours before it goes live. So I'll send my main email and then 3 additional emails, all to non-opens. Okay. So your second or your third email could generate another sort of 50, 75 opens, depending on the size of your list. So from when you send your first email you may have only had, say, 50 clicks, but by the end of the 24 hours, you could have generated 3 times that because you've hit the non-opens. Yeah, that's why it's so important. A lot of people don't email their non-opens, and they're losing a lot of money. So by the end of the 24 hours, when the 24 hours is up, yeah, and this brings us on to step number 8, but we'll get there in just a second. By the end of the 24 hours, you should have emailed your list at least 3 times. Yeah, one full mail, and then at least 2 or 3 drill downs, and then this gives you maximum chance of making the most amount of money.
Yeah.
And all that takes around 24 hours. And this is the reason why me and Trevor make so many sales straight out of the gate. Okay, again, like what Trevor said earlier, we don't want tons and tons of people to know about this, because a lot of our competition are either lazy or they don't know what to do. And this has took me and Trevor a long time to kind of get to this point where we know exactly what works. So I guarantee if you did this strategy, I guess this would transform your entire business. Just that one thing alone, to give your list 24 hours notice before you promote anything. And if you did, even if you did only steps 1 through to 7, yeah, and you missed out the next 3 steps, you still make a lot of money. Okay. If you did like step number 8, 9, and 10, that we're going to go through after this, will make you a lot more money. But even if you miss those out and just done up to this step, this would completely transform your business.
Yeah. A couple of things that I'd like to add to that, Paul. As Paul said, the fact that we have a strategy in place here, it doesn't mean that in order for you to change your business, all you need to do is email any promotion 24 hours beforehand. What you need to do is all the stuff that we've taught you before that. So the review video, as you know, we generally are recording our videos between 20 and 30 minutes long. And in order for somebody to get through that and then go to the sales page and then sit through the sales video, which sometimes could be another 10 or 15 minutes, but typically will be shorter, they do need time, and they do need the availability of time to comfortably go through that. So if you were to just email them on the day and say, oh, this product's just gone live, they could be doing something, anything. They could be, tied up in something and not get the chance to look at that. The trouble with that is that it means you miss the off. The chances are they'll miss the early bird, so they'll miss the best deal. Somebody else, another affiliate, could get in and take the sale from you. But it's, as I say, it's not just a case of emailing 24 hours. It is following the process that we've laid out in this course. Also, as Paul said, to the blog and not directly to the sales page. I did test a pre-sale through to the blog, and then on going live, as Paul knows, in a recent promo, he tested going straight to the blog as we normally do at live time, and I tested straight to the sales page at live time. And you would think, having pre-sold, that I would have been the clever one that would have got all the sales. But as it turned out, it was worth testing because Paul got the first sales, and it didn't work anywhere near as well. In fact, it took me, if I remember rightly, Paul, it took me a while to get the momentum back because I'd made the fatal mistake of sending them directly to the sales page on the go live point. The other thing I was going to say as well is that the pre-sale, and by the way, this is what we call the pre-sale. So the terminology here is pre-selling. And if you hear anybody talking about that now, you'll know exactly what they're talking about. And you can use that in your communications with people, with other vendors and affiliates on Facebook and stuff, so that they know that you know your stuff. But the pre-sale can be longer than 24 hours, as Paul said. And one of the recent promos that I was very, very successful with was a complete bullseye, to be honest with you. Excuse my French, but I was in Mallorca when I was putting it together. The time zones were all over the place. I thought I knew exactly what I was doing. I got the start date wrong, so I pre-sold sooner. But because I was in Mallorca, it was a case of I needed to get the review video down and the blog post and all the bonuses put together as soon as possible, given the chance, like while the kids were in bed, before they got up in the morning, before we went out, for the day as a family. So I had to grab any chance I could. So I got it done nice and early, and then I pre-sold it, but I pre-sold it a day sooner. So I think I probably got about 2 to 2.5 days pre-sale out of that, and it did work very well. Now, but what Paul said was that the sweet spot being 24 hours is absolutely right, because what you need to think about is as much as some people will say they'll unsubscribe from your list and say too many emails. I mean, that's the most common unsubscribe comment I get, is too many emails. I did get one today, which was quite funny. It basically, he told me to F off. And they do it in capitals, and you think, like, there's no need for that, mate. I mean, I'm just doing my job. And this is what you're doing, is you're doing your job. What you need to be doing is constantly emailing your list. Every single day, send an email out to your list. If you're not selling something, then you can just send them an update on what's happening in your life, etc., etc. But retain that communication with your list. But don't feel embarrassed to be selling all the time, because that is what you do for a living. And as much as some people are unsubscribe, the buyers will not unsubscribe. Trust me. The people that unsubscribe, if you go back and you look through their history, they've never bought from you. The ones that are rude to you, they might have bought from you once, and they've never bought again. The people that stay on your list are your loyal followers, your loyal subscribers, and they don't mind you emailing, because they know that you send them value, they know that you send them good reviews, and they're interested to see what you've got. So as much as it might work, the point I'm making is, as much as it might work, you could pre-sell 2 or 3 days before if you had nothing else to sell. But you should really be finishing off a previous promo and then getting ready to pre-sell the next one. So there's a constant flow. Paul and I were just having a chat before we came live about how our last few days have gone and what we've got coming up over the next few days. We have to see a consistent sales train, if you like, moving forward all the time. If we don't see that, then we'll get stressed, because if there's a gap, then that's like as if you've got a job and all of a sudden your boss says to you, do you know what, I'm not going to pay you for Tuesday and Thursday this week, sorry, it's just the way it is. You can't have that. You need to have the money coming in all the time. And so that's why we talk about, you look behind Paul and you see his planner. You look behind me, you don't see one. That's because mine's portable. I've got mine on. I keep mine in a folding up piece of like a folding up planner. But you have to have that, because you have to know what you're doing all the time. So when you start filling that in, you can put in on your calendar pre-sale, and you can put the pre-sale in. You can put the go live, and then you can actually book out that promo that you've committed yourself to, so that you hit everything that we're going to be talking about during that promotion. Okay. There you go. That's my 2 pence.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I mean, just one last thing there, as Trevor says, you want to make sure that you're organised and you've got no kind of like days in your. I mean, at first it's a bit more difficult. Okay, if you've not got a massive list, or you've not got many products out there, or you've not got tons and tons of experience, don't think that you have to be as organized as me and Trevor are straight out the gate. Okay, this is something that you can work towards. Yeah, when I first went full time, I used to take every day as it came. I used to come online and think, right, what can I do today? I'll drive some traffic. I'll go and buy some ads. Go and buy solo ads. Yeah, so don't think that you always have to come straight in and do exactly what me and Trevor are doing right now. Obviously, if you did, you would find it more beneficial and more profitable. But even if you were a lot more organized than what I was when I first went online, you would still be doing fairly well. Okay, try not to just come to your PC every day and just decide to do something there and then. Okay, just try and be a little bit organized. I will be honest that ever since I got a planner, and ever since I use my planner, and I've started to use like my diary more, and I've tried to kind of organize things during the week and over the next few weeks ahead, things have really increased for me and my business has really grown. And I think Trevor will definitely agree. If you're a lot more organized and you know what you're going to do before you log on each day, it's going to be so much easier, and your kind of work for the next day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days is crystal clear.
Yeah, it makes all the difference.
And you don't stress out about it. So yeah, just try and be a little bit more organized. As I said, I know it's difficult when you first start out, but just try the best you can and have a target of trying to do things like what me and Trevor do now. Is we have a plan that we kind of plan the next couple of weeks ahead, at least the next week to 2 weeks ahead, and go from there. And just a final thing, we did mention, we did say about you've got one promotion and then you've got something else which follows on from that. It doesn't always have to be an affiliate promotion. It could be your own product launch.
Yeah.
It could be something that you want to sell internally to your own subscribers. Yeah. It could be a completely free gift that you want to send to your list, which takes 2 days, where you want to drill down and you want to get this free information to your list over a 2-day period. Because, as much as free information, some people say you don't want to send too much free information. I often send, some good free information and a good article or a funny kind of story or something like that, because I think people like it. And sometimes you can just set some time aside to do that. So it's not all about your affiliate promotions. I mean, you've got affiliate promotions, you've got, webinars, you've got some coaching, you've got offline stuff, you've got your own product launches, you've got your membership stuff that if you want to do membership sites and you want to do that as a promotion, if you want to create some free training, some free offers, a free article, free video. So whatever it may be, just try and balance it out and kind of structure it so everything follows on from something else, and then you go through like that. And this is what we tend to do, and it works really well.
Yeah, I was also going to say as well, when you're starting off and you might have issues where you're thinking, can you get approved for products, for example, or not? Then another thing that you can do is you could consider looking at ClickBank and promoting a ClickBank offer in the Make Money Online niche, because you don't need approval for that. Once you've got a ClickBank account, you're instantly approved for everything. So if in the beginning you were looking for something to fill in, you wanted to send something that had the potential. I'm not saying you're going to make a lot of money from ClickBank. It's difficult to convert ClickBank offers compared to what we do. But if you wanted something that could potentially bring you in some money, then that's just another option that you could do without having to wait for the approval on that. Peter's asked a question, Paul. He says, use the same subject line and body text for each of the unopened emails, or make each one slightly different.
Great question. Yep. Do you want me to answer this, Trevor?
Yeah, we can both answer this. You go first.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's a great question, Peter, and I'm glad you asked it, because I kind of forgot about this. When you send out your main email, you can obviously use whatever subject line you want. Now, your priority when you send people to your blog is not to give them all the information in the email. And this is another big secret, a big tip, because a lot of people will never ever understand this, and they will never ever get it. People will send big emails and give people a massive story, and at the end of the email I'll say, well, just check this out on my blog, blah 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 blah. You don't want to do that. You don't want to give them any information in the email, because it stops them from having to click through to your blog. What you need to do is use your blog and use your review as a sales machine. Okay, let your blog and let your video do all of the work. You don't have to do anything. It's not like when you send an email to a sales page. You have to give them a little bit of information to kind of precondition them so they know what to expect before they get to the sales page. It doesn't matter about your blog, because your blog and your video will do the work of pre-selling them. Then they go to the sales page from your blog. So when you send the email, your priority is to just get them to your blog. You can use a subject line you can kind of use whatever you want. I use different ones on a regular basis. You know, I've got a brand new video for you. Hey, check this out. This is really cool. This is a cool way to start a business. This is something that people would want to know about. If you just use the subject line, something like I don't know, here's a new. I guess you could try whatever you want. You know what? Just try whatever you want. It doesn't make too much difference.
Sorry, I'm smiling, Paul, because I'm just thinking about my subject line: twiddle my nipples and call me Rita. It was from what's it? Baldrick. What's that? You know, it's a UK TV comedy program. Blackadder. That's it. Yeah. And I tried it. It did get good open rates. Yeah. What I also say is, what Paul said there is interesting. I made a note of that. Not too much information in the email. It's all about curiosity. Yeah. Curiosity is, because first of all, the goal number one is to get that email open. So the subject line and the first line of your email is previewed in a lot of email platforms. So, for example, Gmail, you'll see the subject line and the first line. So those two are crucial. It's not just the first one. There's a couple of things. Curiosity to get the email opened, curiosity to get them to click through. So there's double curiosity there. If they don't know what it is that you're talking about, they have to go to your blog. Once you've got them on the blog, your video should be auto start, and so you're kicking it off with something that grabs their attention, and so that they're hooked in and they're there on your page. That's a good way to get good opens and good click throughs. I do play about with putting some information in the email, and I sometimes go backwards and forwards between a short one and one that's got a bit more information. Sometimes if I've added lots of bonuses and stuff, for example, I might draw their attention to all the bonuses that they're going to get, but that is normally way into a campaign. So I might be 4 days into a 5-day promo before I start using that sort of tactic. Reason being that most of my list by that time know what I'm talking about. They've been exposed to the emails that I've been sending them, drilling down 2 or 3 times a day for the last 4 or 5 days. So if they've missed everything, it's unlikely. So that is one thing that I do there. What else? Oh yeah, and with regards to subject lines, sometimes what I do is completely change the subject line. So sometimes I'll change the subject. If it worked really well, then I might just change it slightly so that it goes out again as a new email. And that's the other thing to mention as well, Paul, in the body of the email, if you don't change the copy, then if it goes out to Gmail, for example, with exactly the same text in there, they will not see any text. They'll just see ... asking them to open that up.
So I was going to come on to that.
So with regards to the body of the text, you can make a change. You can make a change at the top, you can make a change in the middle, you can make a change at the end, and it will open up all of that. You can probably leave out the one in the middle, but what I tend to do is make changes all the way through or completely rewrite the email. So even though they didn't open the first one, and the people that did open the first one won't see the second one, I might completely rewrite the email. And then if I get a really good result, so for example, that one sells a lot more, then when it comes to me doing another full mail, so the people that opened the first one didn't see the really good one, everybody will see the really good one the second time around. It'll be slightly reworded. But if that was a winner kind of killer email, then that is the one that I will send out as another full mail.
Yeah, definitely. It's hard to work out and determine which emails actually make you sales when you use this strategy, because all you're doing is sending people to your blog. You can't track which people buy from which email because we obviously send people to the blog. So what I do is I just focus on the emails that get the most amount of clicks over to my blog. They're normally the ones that I want to focus on more and kind of use that kind of layout. As Trevor said, the best kind of email subject lines to use are just ones that increase curiosity, make people want to open the email. If you tell people exactly what they're going to get or what they're going to learn in the email, they have no reason to open the email. That's just common sense, Some people put in their subject lines, "Hey, here's a brand new review of blah 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 blah." I do sometimes use that. However, initially I don't, because people have absolutely no reason to open that email if they know this is a review video. And also, some people may read that subject line and straight away think that they have no interest in that review video. If you do that, you're reducing the amount of commissions that you can make. If you just send as many people over to your blog as you possibly can, the people that initially thought that they weren't interested in that actual product, once they start watching your video, they might think, actually, this looks really good. So you've straight away just increased your commissions and your income, because you've not reduced your chances of only sending people over that can actually see that it's a review video. I hope that kind of makes sense. So you just want to get people to open the email, and you just want to get people to click through. And as Trevor rightly said, you just need to change things around in the body of the email. I normally change things around in the subject line of the email as well. I don't know this for definite, and I don't know if there's a way we can actually test it properly, Trevor, but I think sometimes, going by my open rates, if I use the exact same subject line, now this doesn't always happen, but sometimes my open rates are unusually low if I use the same subject line exactly. So sometimes I'll just change a couple of things, and that will then, help.
The other thing that you've got to be careful of, Paul, is, as you know, when it comes to subject lines, if you use something that's obviously promotional, so this deal is ending soon, or 50% off, or in the subject line, free bonus if you grab this now, or buy this now and I will give you, anything like that. You're going to end up in the promotions tab. There's something else, Paul, actually, that I've just discovered. I've been doing a bit of work over the last couple of days. In fact, I've got something that I can show. Let me see. I can show the viewers. There's a website where you can actually test out. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so this is the litmus.com, and when you open this up, so it's litmus.com, litmus.com/gmail-tabs. And when you open it up, it gives you a unique email address, this one here, which changes every time. So if you see that D0C1ECB blah 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 7, if I refresh the page, then you see it's a completely different number. So it's a unique email address every time. What you do is you copy this and you go over to your Aweber account or whichever autoresponder you're using, and on the preview send a test email, you paste this email address in there and send it to these people, and their little server thing will take it and decide which tab it's going to go into. Now, the most important thing about this is that I've only ever seen on my Gmail account primary, social, and promotions. But as you'll see on this, there are 2 others, updates and forums. So I thought that all I had to do was try and get all my emails out of promotions, because there's no way they'd go in social, because I'm not Facebook and I'm not Twitter and I'm not anything like that. So a normal email wouldn't go into social. However, it turns out that in your Gmail account, you can click on your tabs and you can select to show updates and forums. And some people would have done that. And in the tests that I've done, I found that some of my emails have gone through to updates. Now, this is not a major thing, because most people won't have an updates tab. And if you don't have an updates tab, if it was going to go into updates, it goes into the primary tab anyway. So that's fine. But it's just something to bear in mind. But this is a nice little test. I tried this the other day, Paul, and you know the idea of putting the subject line the subject line as the first line in the email, and making it clickable, that gets good click-through rates. So if you open, you get good click-through rates if it gets opened. But that triggered a promotional tab. So I took that out, and then I spent a long time going through and researching how you can get into the primary tab, etc., etc. And the amount of links in an email was something. So I had other links in my signature. So that's another thing to bear in mind. If you've got links in your signature, then too many links can be seen as promotional. You can play about with images as well, but typically the best way to write an email is just in straightforward text, in straightforward language, as if you were emailing one of your friends, and then use the copy as best you can to get that curiosity and get the click-throughs, but keep it as kind of normal, if you like, as possible, to make sure that you're achieving a primary tab, which is where you want to be. That's the inbox on Gmail. And although not everybody uses Gmail, it is by far the most popular email account that people would have. So a little bit of extra gubbins there.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, so do you want to move on to number 8?
Yeah.
Paul?
Yeah, so everything that we've just covered, I know we kind of spent a little bit of time on number 7, but that is really important, and we gave you lots of extra tips and everything there as well, so hopefully that's all really helped. So moving on to number 8. Now, as I said earlier, if you only used step 1 to step 7, that would alone transform your business. Yeah, I guarantee that. However, what we're now going to show you is just like the icing on the cake. These are just extra things that are going to help you to make more money. So number 8 is to send your 60-minute email. Now, this is something that I never used to do. However, I've tested some things out, and I found that if you send an email 60 minutes before it's due to go live, it will do one of two things. Well, it will do 2 things. The first one, it will get you more people over to your blog, people that have not clicked yet, and people that will be going over for the first time. The second thing is the people that have completely forgot about this promotion, and people that have maybe watched the video the day before but kind of completely forgot that it was going to be launching at this time. It will give them a kick up the backside, and it will get them ready for when it goes live. So it's kind of, a double bonus. So this is why the 60-minute email works so well. So you'll get lots of new people over to your blog. Yeah, you might not get, depending how many people open, but you're always going to get some new people over to your blog. This is going to be an email to your complete list, to your full list. You don't do any drill downs for this, because you send one email 60 minutes before the actual email goes live, the actual product goes live. And then also the people that have already gone over to your blog and watched your video, and then maybe sat on your blog waiting for this product to go live, this just kind of gives them confirmation that this product is going to be going live in 60 minutes. So it makes them, ready. It just gives them a definite time when it's going to be going live, and just kind of confirms everything. Yeah, so the 60-minute email is really, really important. And this is, again, if you didn't send the 60-minute email, you would still make some sales and you would still do absolutely fine. But I found that by doing this just gives you more firepower, and it will just give you a lot more sales, especially straight out of the gate. So
which is why quite often, Paul, you'll see my name and your name at positions 1 and 2 on the leaderboard when it first kicks off.
Absolutely. I mean, the last one we did, we got 1 and 2, didn't we?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I came number 2 and you won, but hopefully that'll be different next time.
And we stayed there to begin with. You were number 1 to begin with. I was number 2. And then we swapped places, but we retained that position 1 and 2 throughout the entire launch. Yeah. With stiff competition.
Yeah, we did have a lot of competition in that one, but it just goes to show that out of the gate, this works. And depending on your list size, even if your sales slow down, you're still going to get off to a fairly good start. And do you know what? Even if you don't win, you're still going to make some nice sales out of the gate, and you're still going to do fairly well. So whichever the case.
That's it. And the other thing you can do as well, Paul, is that they can screen grab. So if you're watching the contest page when you go live, say you've got a small list, but you make a sale, even if you've only made one sale, when a product first launches, you'll be on the leaderboard. Chances are you'll be in the, if you do it the way we do it, you'll be in the top 5, if not the top 3, if not the top 1 or 2, because of the fact that the buy that you've got is following, you've followed our system. The buy that you've got is pre-qualified and ready to go. So they're waiting to buy when it comes live.
Yeah, and there's been times over the last couple of months where me and Trevor have made tons of sales in the first half an hour, haven't we? In the first half hour, we've got off to a flying start, and we've been way ahead. And I think we've made $300 or $400 in the first hour, haven't we? Each. And this gets you. And this is obviously normally a good sign that the offer's going to do well for you. But yeah, this is what
exciting.
happens.
It's exciting to make $300 in 20 minutes. From not from one sale, but from multiple sales that keep pinging through all the time. It's good. It's exciting. The other thing just to point out as well is that in what we've said here, we've got a 24-hour email, full email drilled down 2 or 3 times. We've then got a 60-minute prior to launch email, and you'll see at number 9 you've got a launch email. That's some people say, well, that's a lot of times to email your list. Won't they unsubscribe? Yes, they will. Absolutely. Every single time you email, you're likely to get an unsubscribe or several unsubscribes. But the people that unsubscribe, you don't want them. You don't need them. So long as you've got things in place to continue to replenish your list, then you offset that with the replenishing of the list and just don't worry about it. But you have to not worry in this particular strategy, because we've been doing this now for quite some time and it hasn't been to the detriment of our list. Bearing in mind that once you've got your new subscribers on your list, after they've been mailed a few times and after they've been on your list for a few weeks, something like on the first, when you send out an email, you'd be lucky to get 10% open rate. So 90% of the people on your list are not even opening the emails anyway. So it's not affecting the whole list when you're emailing out, and that's when the drill downs come in to get to those people that don't open it. So that you're digging down to get them to open it. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, and so we move on to step number 9. So you send your launch email. So going back to what we said earlier, say if it goes live at 3 p.m. UK time, which is 10 a.m. Eastern Standard, which is normally the sort of, at the moment, a lot of people are launching a lot at 10 a.m. Eastern, but don't think you always have to promote products that launch at that time. Something could go live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. It doesn't really make too much difference. This strategy will work for anything. So number 9, you send your launch email, and again, all you want to do is get them to open. I normally send something like, it's live, hurry, grab it fast, or hurry, grab it quick, something like that, just something to get people to take action. However, because you've been pre-selling this offer over the last couple of days, people will know what to expect, or people will know what this is anyway if they've been reading your emails, which they have because you've had opens.
And you can also say in the 60-minute email, sometimes what I put in there is, I will be emailing you again when this goes live, so that you've pre-qualified them to that.
And you can also say that in your video, which I often say as well. I'll say, if you want to grab this as soon as it goes live to get it at the cheapest possible price, then make sure you're either on my blog at that time, or look out for an email from me at 10 a.m. Eastern, where I'll give you a link where you can grab it at the early bird price. So you're giving them 2 chances, either to expect an email from you or to be on your blog at that time. Whichever the one, that doesn't really make any difference. So yeah, you send your launch email again. You just send them straight over to your blog. This is going back to what we said earlier about we've tested this, and I've tested this, and I used to, and this is what I used to do. I used to have 2 links in my first email. The first link used to go direct to the sales page. The link at the bottom of the email used to go to my review. What I used to say to them was, this product is now live, whatever it is. If you want to grab it straight away, click the link below and you can grab it instantly. Then underneath that, I would give them a little bit of a description about the course. Inside this course, you will learn XYZ. Underneath that, I will say, if you've not already watched my full review, watch the review below. And I put click here for the review video. Now, because the link that I put at the top of the email goes direct to the sales page, that is the link most people click. Okay, so as soon as the product goes live, I used to get lots of clicks direct to the sales page. Yes, I did used to make some sales initially, and some people did used to still obviously buy from my blog, but I used to get, the conversions from my blog used to be brilliant as normal, but the conversions even from this first email, even after people know that this product is going to be going live and I've been reviewing it and all of this, I will still not see a very good conversion rate from that first email direct to the sales page. And this is what Trevor was saying earlier. So what I've decided to do, and this is what I did a few months back, I decided to change things. And I didn't think it was going to work as well as it has, because I thought, well, surely after telling people for the last 24 hours about this product and sending them to my blog, I thought, if I just send them back to my blog, people are just going to get fed up and think, well, I've already watched this video. And that's what I decided to do. So in my launch email, my actual main email, instead of sending people direct to the sales page, I just send people back to my blog again and say, look, click here to grab this right now at the early bird link. And I have 2 links, and both links go back to my blog. And I did this for the first time a few months ago, and I absolutely smashed it. I had sales coming in so quickly.
Was that the one where I couldn't work out what on earth you were doing?
Yeah, I think, like you said to me, you said, what on earth have you done? Like,
seriously.
I was number one when
I was like, Paul
said
said something like, boom, first sale. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll get one in a minute. Boom, second sale. Boom, third sale. Boom, full sale. And I hadn't even made a sale yet. And then I made a sale, and he's gone, I've gone something like, how many sales are you at? It's gone 12. I've gone, you are kidding me. No, 12. Well, what are you doing? And it was incredible, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The other thing I was going to say as well, Paul, on that note, is that when it comes to the 60-minute email, 60-minute email is obviously, this goes live in 1 hour, blah, blah, blah. When it comes to the launch email, what you can do is you can copy the 60-minute email. Sometimes it's what I do, and I just keep it really short, and I just put this is just a courtesy email to let you know that it's now live. So please grab it now, or I might put the subject line as urgent, hurry, or all the stuff that we were saying earlier. But just in the email below, I'll have the email that I sent previously just below it, and just put a couple of lines saying it's live now, go and grab it, because all you need to do is just get into their inbox again. And obviously at live time, everybody that's promoting that is going into their email inbox. So it's a fight for who they're going to see, who they're going to open, who they're going to click through. And that comes back to why your bonuses need to be good, because hopefully if you've done your job right and you've followed our strategy, they're going to want to go through your link because they're going to get your bonuses.
Yeah. And even if you can't create the best bonus, in the world, that's not important. What's important is that you create a good bonus. There's hundreds of affiliates out there, and most of them are lazy. They will just give you garbage. If you're even out of, say, 100 of affiliates, if you're in the top 5 affiliates where you all give good bonuses out and somebody is really not sure who to buy through, that's still good. It still means that you're somebody that somebody wants to buy through. Okay, don't be one of the 95 affiliates that are just lazy and will just give you pure garbage and rubbish. Okay, you want to kind of try and stand out, because the amount of times people have emailed me and said, look, Paul, I've just recently purchased this. I really wasn't sure whether to go through yours or Trevor's, because you both offer, you were both offering a really, really good bonus. So people have been so confused whether to buy through Trevor's blog or buy through mine. And also what's happened just recently is somebody has actually purchased through Trevor's, but they wanted my bonus as well, and they said, "Oh, I was really, really kind of annoyed because I couldn't get your bonus, and I went through Trevor's because I wanted his." I said, "Well, okay, here's mine as well," and he was actually a customer of mine, so I just gave him my bonus as well. But this is what you want people to be. It's not all about bonuses, but if you give people a more of an incentive to buy, they're going to obviously get value from the training that they purchase, and also from your bonuses.
Yeah.
And if you keep people happy, they're going to come back again and again and again. And this is obviously how you build your business, build your reputation, build your brand, build your blog. This is how you just kind of build everything.
Exactly. Yeah, it's crucial, and it kind of becomes part of your job to offer value, so that if you're asking somebody to invest, say, $10 or $15 in a product, then I'd be looking to give them 10 times that value in bonuses. So for them to invest in that $10 or $15, it makes it a no-brainer.
Yeah, and don't kind of get too disheartened if you can't create a good bonus. Like me and Trevor, we've obviously been doing this for a long time. The best thing for you to do is do the best you can. If you can honestly say that you've put together the best bonus that you possibly could, within reason. Don't spend 2 weeks, putting together a bonus. But if you can put together a very, very good bonus, which doesn't take you, forever to put together, and you can honestly say that the bonus is good, that's good enough. Because in time, that is going to come back, and you will be rewarded for all of this extra effort that you put in. I guarantee that. So don't always think that you have to compete against me and Trevor, or you have to, create the best bonuses ever. Just as long as they're good, people will come back, and you will make more sales. You will do fine. So don't worry too much at first if you can't create the best bonus, or a bonus that you think is good enough. Just do the best you can. That's all you can do, and then you just progress from there.
Absolutely.
So the next thing I want to cover is number 10, where you center non-opens. And then there's something else I want to cover as well, which I don't think I've covered. This is kind of like an overview of this entire strategy from number 7, step 7 to step 9. So step number 10 is you center non-opens. So after the product's gone live, we normally email our list to non-opens around 4 to 8 hours later. Yeah, because a lot of affiliates sometimes email at that time, at launch time, so your email could be missed. So what you then want to do is email 6 to 8 hours later. Okay, sometimes it could be 3, could be 4, could be 5, could be 8, could be 10, could be 12. It doesn't make a massive difference, just as long as you do center non-opens within about 12 hours after you've sent your launch promo email. Because what that will do is, again, send people back to your blog and get traffic going back to your blog. And some people may have missed your email. They may have got some other emails from other affiliates, decided not to purchase, but then your email comes through later that day, and because your bonuses are good, it may kind of convince them to buy. So always remember that. So yeah, center non-opens for offers that convert. Of course, if it's making you a little bit of money, then don't be scared of sending more emails. You don't always remember. You don't always have to send emails to your full list. Just you can drill down 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 times if you like.
The other thing to say as well, Paul, is that if it seems that a promo isn't converting, if, for example, the gates open and you don't make any sales, you could think to yourself, "Oh, this just isn't converting for me." Now, it could be that it's not converting for you. It could be that it's not converting for everybody. At which point it's highly likely that the product vendors will be jumping on the sales page, tweaking the headlines, the sub-headlines, the pre-headlines, and the sales video and the sales copy to make it convert. They also will be playing about with the OTOs and changing those if they're not converting. But you need to give it a little bit of time to really know whether or not it's going to convert. It could be, for example, the email number one that you sent out when it went live got into the promotions tab. I mean, there's so many affiliate marketers that I've got a separate account where I've subscribed to my competitors, and I look at whose emails are inboxing and whose aren't. And I tell you what, there's a hell of a lot that don't inbox. Your email may not have inboxed. If you look at it, it was only, I think about a week ago, I said to Paul, God, I can't understand why my opens are so low. And he said, you probably didn't inbox. What was your subject line? I went, oh, yeah, God, you're right. And I'd made a cardinal mistake. It was something like, just because I was rushing, I'd put something in the subject line like bonus or discount. I think it might have been the word discount. And it went straight into the promotions. So you need to kind of look at it, look at your open rates, look at your click-throughs, look at your hops on Warrior Plus or JVZoo, and think to yourself, is this converting? Is it not converting because it just won't convert? Or is there another reason? Is it possibly that my email just didn't get through to enough people? And it's at that point that your non-opens really come into play, because you can change the subject line, you can change the body of the text, you can change everything. You can kind of de-spam it all down, dull it all down, but keep the curiosity there, so that it doesn't relate to something that sounds like a promo, but they really want to click and find out what's on the next page, and then see what happens at that point. It could also be that you don't make any sales in the first hour, but then in 2 hours down the line, you make a sale and someone goes through the entire funnel and you think, blimey, I've just made $150. This is converting well for me. And because one person sold, so you mail again, and then you get another sale, and then another, and then it just picks up because you've got the confidence in it. There's another thing as well, that your list will pick up on the confidence that you've got in a product. So if you don't have the confidence in it when you do your promotion, your review, your everything, your review video, they'll pick up on that. They'll pick up on it in your email, in the text used in your email, and the way that you follow up through that promo. So if it's something you really believe in and it's really converting for you, then the next email you send out, you're going to be super hyped up, like, yeah, this is the best thing I've ever seen, like, that sort of thing. And if it really is a really good product, then sometimes what I'll do is I'll do another video and another video. Sometimes I've done 2 or 3 videos for one promo where I've added extra bonuses, or I've told them what I've been doing with the product itself, because I do use the products, I test them out, and if I get results, I'll go in and I'll tell people about that. So there's a bit of psychology there as well that will be picked up that could change how it converts when you're first out the gate. So there's a lot of things to think about, but that's just a few extra there for you.
Yeah. Peter has just asked, is there a rule of thumb we can use to know what words not to use in subject lines? Well, I can pretty much say straight away, Peter, that things like the word cash, discount, bonus, dollar signs with money, the word money, profit. I don't know about profit. I've kind of used that lots of times.
You've just got to be careful.
You've got to be careful. Yeah.
Try to resist the temptation to use any of those cash, dollar, profit, commission kind of words.
If you can get yourself a Gmail set up, then you can send your test mail. Of course, before you send your email to your list, send a test mail out, and then you see where it goes. If it just goes into your normal inbox, that's fine. If it goes into the promotions tab, then you're going to have to rethink why it's gone into your promotions tab. It could be the email that you've got on file in your autoresponder and all of that, but generally it's going to be what you write in the email.
Peter says it seems a bit of a minefield. Pete, you know what? You need to think of it as it's a challenge, right? It's a challenge. It's fun. It's part of what we do. Your idea is to beat the system. Your idea is to get your email inboxed and hope that all of your competitors don't know what you know. subject lines like "Twiddle my nipples and call me Rita" go into the inbox because they're not promoting anything. They're clearly not talking about something where you can get a 50% bonus, 50% discount and a bonus and make $500 a day in cash. They're not talking about any of that, you know. So it's really to have a bit of fun and to test it. And that litmus site that I showed you is something that you can try. Don't take it as gospel. I've tried that a few times, but I've also done exactly what Paul said and sent it to my Gmail account, and I do that all the time. I test to different accounts to see where they fall in my own accounts. Another thing that will make a difference as well is whether or not the people that you're emailing, if they open your emails and read your emails, there's a much better chance of it being inboxed than if they don't. If they don't open them and they are a bit promotionally, they will go into the promotion tab. But just play about it. Don't let it drive you mad. It's quite easy to, you know, when you think about what could potentially trigger a promotion. End of summer sale. That would trigger a promotion. 50% discount coupon. That would trigger a promotion. You know, anything that sounds a bit promotionally.
Yeah, definitely.
If that's a word.
And, don't think as well, when you say it's a little bit of a minefield, don't think that unless you conquer this, you're not going to make any money. Okay, you're still going to get lots of people open your emails. However, if you can get through this promotional tab thing, then you're just going to get a lot more opens. And you're still going to be able to make money. You're still going to be able to run your business. You're still going to be able to do fine. But of course, your priority is to get as many people open your email as possible, as many people as you can, because the more people open the email, the more chance that you have of getting a click over to your blog. A click to your blog means a potential sale. That's how you have to look at it.
And just one last thing on that subject as well is that there are people who go through their promotions inbox daily. There are actually people that do like the promotions. They like to be sold to. So even when I've had emails that I know for sure have gone into the promotions tab, I've still made sales because of those people.
Definitely. So number 10, send to non-opens for offers that convert. And you just send emails. Sometimes we do it for a day to 2 days. Other offers, which if we continue to make some good money, like the last one we just did where me and Trevor both won the competition, how many days did we hit that for? About 3 days after, about 3 to 4 days after. And I think we were making money from when did that go live? I can't.
It was a full on promotion, wasn't it? Sunday, it went live Sunday.
On a Sunday.
And we hit it until Thursday.
So 4 or 5 days. And that is all me and Trevor did for about 4 days. Now, as long as you're making money every day, you can of course work on other things and sort of do other stuff to make money. But once a promotion is out there and you're making money from it and traffic is going to your blog and you're making sales, you have 3 to 4 days to kind of work on other projects while you're already making money from this. So that's the great thing about this business. You don't have to just sit there at your computer every day to make money. You set this up once, and for the next so many days, you know, it can make you money. You'll wake up in the morning and you've got affiliate commissions in your account, and this is the nature of the business. This is why it is so fun and so profitable, because you've got this works for you 24 hours a day. And so this brings us on to what I want to talk about before we go to number 11. I just want to go over why what we've just shown you is so powerful and kind of the reason why it works so well. So from step number 7 to step number 9, the reason why this entire strategy works so well is because you have traffic going to your blog over so many days from lots of different areas, from lots of different places. So step number 7, you send your email to your list 24 hours before it goes live. And if you do what we said, you're going to drill down at least 2 or 3 times. So before the product even goes live, you're going to have around 4 emails out there all working for you at the same time, sending you traffic all back to your blog every single time. Okay, so you got all these clicks coming to your blog. Once 60 minutes, number 8, you send your 60-minute email out. Again, this is to your full list. So you've then got more traffic all come to your blog. You then send the launch email when the product goes live, again, to your full list. You've got all this traffic going to your blog. You then send emails out to your non-opens over the next 2 to 3 days. So what's going to happen is, after 2 or 3 days, you have all of this traffic coming back to your blog from about 9 different areas. Yeah, from 4 emails that you sent out before it went live, the 60-minute email, the launch email, plus 2 or 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 non-opens that you've sent out. What happens is you kind of have all of this traffic all going back to your blog. Obviously, it depends on your list size. But the bigger you can build your list and the further you can take this entire strategy, the more traffic you're going to be able to generate, which will just kind of go back to your blog for many, many days after it goes live. So you're going to have all of these clicks all going back to your blog. And this is why me and Trevor make sales all the time, throughout the first, especially the first day when it goes live. We make tons and tons of sales, and days after, because we've got people after, say, 5 days of this going live, or even the second day or third day, you still get clicks from somebody that you emailed or somebody that clicked one of your links in the email you sent out 24 hours before it goes live. So because people sometimes don't read your email for 2 days. So once you've got all of these emails out there, which all work for you, you've got people at different times, at different places in the world, different times, different time zones. You've got people reading your emails at different times of the day, all clicking links at different times. They all go back to the page, and you're going to have all these clicks all out there working for you all at the same time. And this accumulates a massive amounts of sales, okay, over the days that you did a promotion. This is why this works so well. If you don't use this entire strategy, then if you don't use this entire strategy and you just send people to the sales page, I guarantee you will struggle.
More for you. In fact, on that note,
you really will struggle.
Peter says, just to confirm, sorry if I misunderstood. All the emails will send subscribers to the blog and none at all to the sales page ever. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
We will never, ever send a person direct to the sales page. I have not sent one single person to an affiliate offer to direct the sales page for a long time. Okay. It's just not what we do anymore, because we know if we send people direct to the sales page, we're going to lose a lot of money. Because, and here's the thing, and Trevor will agree with this. One of the things that some people complain about is their conversions aren't high enough for particular products that they promote. Okay, me and Trevor do not rely on other people to convert our traffic for us. We rely on ourselves to convert our own traffic in order to make money from their product.
Absolutely.
That is the difference that me and Trevor
do. Our reviews are our sales videos.
Our sales.
We are selling the product to our list. Now, you guys that are on this call have probably come via our reviews in the past and bought products, even this product, for example. But if we relied on the sales page,
our conversions would suck.
9 times out of 10, the sales page, the sales videos are so hypey. They've got a salesperson who's a professional presenter, reading out a script that's been written to convert. It's all very, very salesy. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't work. Clearly it works to a certain extent, but Paul and I, we do the selling before they get there. And that's what's important. We show them what the course is. We show them what's inside. We show them why we think it should be considered. We tell them what the OTOs are going to be, so they know what to expect along that route of that sales funnel. We give them an indication of what bonuses they'll get. We tell them everything they need to know before they go there. So when they go there, if they want to watch the sales video, they can. If they want to read through the sales page, they can. But probably they don't need to. They know what's coming. They know what they're going to get. They scroll down to the buy button and they buy it. And that's how we maintain conversion rates of 40, 50% plus.
Yeah.
Whereas other people are hitting like way, I don't know, 6% conversions, and
not even close, are they? Most
that sort of thing. Because and again, some people will send to their blog, but then they'll think, oh well, I'll probably get a much better result if I go straight to the sales page because I'll cut all that time out and all that sort of thing. It's not true. Clearly not true, because we've shown that. So always through to your blog.
Just to give you a quick indication of the difference in EPCs, okay, earnings per click, how much you're going to make per click, okay. If you were to send traffic direct to your, like from email, and this isn't the case with every single person that has a list, okay, but 99.8% of people that have email lists will never convert the traffic as well than if they sent it to their own blog to a review video. It's just the way it is, okay? If you sent traffic from your email list, and this is based on tons of affiliates that we've seen come through, the people that send traffic direct to the sales page, okay, even to an offer that converts really well, to a product that converts really, really well, you could sometimes see $1 to maybe $2.5, $3, even $3.50 EPCs. Okay, now $2 to $3 EPCs is obviously good. So for every 100 clicks that you send direct to the sales page, if it's a $3 EPC, earnings per click, you're going to make $300. Okay, on average. But for an offer to convert at a $3 EPC, sending traffic direct to the sales page, it has to have one hell of a sales copy. Yeah. Now, a lot of people in our industry think that if they get a $2 or $3 EPC from their affiliate promotion, they're quite happy. They think, well, if they send 200 clicks to the sales page and it's got a $3 EPC, they're going to make roughly $600. And a lot of people are happy with that. For me and Trevor, for me personally, if I had a $3 EPC, I would class that as a disaster. Okay, I generate EPCs, and this is what Trevor does as well. When we do 50% conversions, if we send 100 people to the sales page from our blog, we would generate anywhere from 50 to 75 sales. Yeah, and we've obviously shown that in our stats before. My EPCs, if I don't get at least $6 EPC, I'm kind of a bit annoyed. The last product I think I had, I've wrote everything down. The last one that I did, my EPCs was, what we got, August 20th. The last one I've got on my board, I've not updated the last two, $14.17 EPC. So for every 100 people I sent to the sales page from my blog, I made $1,400, as opposed to 200 or 300 like most people, And the difference, the reason why the EPCs are so high that we send is because we pre-qualify people and we do everything we've shown you in this list. You have to start looking at your traffic and kind of squeeze everything out you can and make the most you can from small amounts of traffic. Because if you do that, as you grow your list, you're not just going to be like most affiliates where you have to grow your list into the tens of thousands just to make any decent money from a little promotion. Me and Trevor make big money from, I say a small list. We haven't got small lists, but our lists are nowhere near as big. Nowhere
near as big as our competitors, without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah.
Absolutely. And we generate results which most affiliates would never ever get. So that this is the difference. This is why I say about you must do everything that we've shown you here, because this is the recipe, and you don't need a lot of traffic. Even if you only sent 50 clicks to the sales page from your blog, you could still expect 20 to 25 sales at least, and that would make you some nice money. And that's only from 50 clicks. You know, if you sent 50 clicks direct to the sales page from your email, a lot of times you wouldn't even make one sale.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So that's something that I just wanted to add. So you've got all this traffic going back to your blog, and that's why it works so well. And number 11, rinse and repeat. So once you know this, once you've done this once, yeah, you can then rinse and repeat it. Please do not think that the first time you do this, you have to get this absolutely perfect. It took me quite a few times to kind of tweak things, to change things. And the way that me and Trevor do things now, we know this works. Okay, so what we're telling you here are the results of a lot of testing, a lot of time and effort. You know, it took me quite a few years to kind of get to this point. I did affiliate promotions direct from email for, I would say, over 2 years. So what we're telling you here, this is very, very valuable, and this is going to make you, a hell of a lot of money if you decide to do exactly what we show you here. This will make you a lot of money.
Absolutely, yeah, I couldn't agree more. Without a shadow of a doubt, guys, this works. This is highly confidential information. This is the system that Paul and I have mastered, and you are now in the receipt of the knowledge of what we do, and so there's no reason why you can't go and do what we do and start achieving some really, really good results.
Yeah, Peter just asked, will you be showing how to build our list tomorrow, guys? Yeah, in our last call, as promised, we'll be covering traffic, and what we cover in the traffic are ways to build your email list, so you can take this strategy by promoting offers to the next level, so you can of course get more people to visit your blog. So yeah, in the last call, we'll be showing you how to build your list using different traffic methods, different traffic strategies, so you can progress and start really taking things to the next level.
Okay, so we've worked our way through that, Paul. I think it's time now to ask if anybody, apart from Peter, including Peter, of course, including Peter, but if anybody else has got any questions that they would like to put to either of us or both of us before we bring this one to a close.
Yeah.
There's your ice cream van.
There he is again.
Hey, bang on time.
Never ever fails to deliver.
See, that ice cream man is following a system. And his system is paying him dividends, because if it wasn't, then he wouldn't be coming to Paul's house at this time of day every single day.
But I don't get a bonus every time I get an ice cream. I'm kind of a bit annoyed.
So does anybody have any questions? Otherwise, we're going to wrap this up, and I'll get the replay up online as soon as. Okay, everybody enjoyed it? Got some value out today? Just for Trevor, sent you an email a couple of days ago. Ah, yes. Okay, Peter. Yeah, I'll check for that. I'll get back to you. I've got something like 260,000 unread emails in my inbox, so just bear with me.
Okay.
Wendy, yes, this call was gold.
Yes,
thank you, Wendy. I do believe you are correct.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And, one thing, just to close, we've said it before, but when people teach you stuff, when you buy courses and you get training, there's always like that question in your mind: do they really do this? Is this really how they made their money? And sometimes they may have made their money a similar way, or they may have made that money once or twice doing that. But what we've taught you in Affiliate Mastery is exactly what we do. And if you go through the training again, go back through the calls, listen to what we say, get yourself a notepad, write down any ideas come into your mind, make notes of those, and take action. Take action and follow this, and you will make money. Trust me, you will. We've told you what we do.
Yeah. And as we said before, even if you don't have a massive list, you will make money direct from YouTube as long as you have your links on your YouTube video. So even at first, if you don't have a massive list, you can build things up as you go, as you build your list, but you're still going to make some commissions from YouTube.
Definitely.
And we know quite a few guys that when they first started out, they just used YouTube and they made some very, very good money. So even if you don't have a list, even if you start out with no list at all, you can still make some good money direct from YouTube, and then you can build your list as you go, and you can progress that way. So whichever way you decide to go, you can still make some money, and you can still do really well.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. You just need to get started. You need to take action, and if you find yourself getting a little bit overwhelmed sometimes, just sit back, take a deep breath, go for a walk, have a break. Come back to it, but make sure you do come back to it, because it's the only way you can fail. We've said this time and time again. The only way you can fail after what we've taught you is by not taking action. If you take action, and you need to not worry about get out of your comfort zone, not worry about anything that I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can do that. You can do it. You just need to do it enough times until you get comfortable with it. But you can do it, and it does get easier. Every single thing that we do gets easier, Paul, doesn't it? All the time, it's got easier and easier and easier. A lot of the things are a bit strange to begin with. Writing your own subject lines in emails, writing your own emails, writing your own, producing your own review, bonus review videos, etc. It's all new, but you'll get better at it, and you don't have to copy what other people do as well. You can be yourself. You need to be yourself. The more yourself you are, the better. And if you've got unique ways about you, then that's great. Just show your personality and just enjoy it. But take action, and you'll get there.
Absolutely.
Okay, right. That's it. I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks everybody for your time, and I'll get the replay up very shortly. All the best.